Presenting Cliff Harris for enshrinement into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Charlie Waters.
Yeah, Drew. Thank you, Drew. Hey, wow. What an incredible journey this has been for me, and what an honor it is to be here with all these legendary players and coaches and so many special friends. There are so many people in my life that I need to thank. First, my beautiful wife, Karen, who's here tonight, who made my life complete. I only wish he could have been joined by my wonderful, dedicated parents who supported me so many years and when others counted me out. My dad taught me mental toughness, and my mother instilled me with passion. I've also been blessed with many great coaches. I'd like to thank Coach Gene Stallings, who had the patience, which I tested many times, to bring out the best in me. And then, of course, Tom Landry, who created the great flex defense that fit my style of play perfectly. And I'd like to thank, more importantly, Gil Brandt, very importantly, Gil Brandt, who had to search long and hard to find me hidden in the Ouachita Hills. Thank you, Gil. I also like to have the great fortune to play with many legendary players who taught me the ins and outs of pro football and how to survive. Players like Leroy Jordan, Mel Renfro, Cornell Green, and Bob Lilly, and of course my longtime friend and fellow safety, Charlie Waters. Charlie Waters. Without him, I wouldn't be here today. Thank you, Charlie. Our different styles complicated each other perfectly. We were the doomsday defense. The odds of me playing football in the NFL were much less here they're much less than standing here before you tonight. We're incredibly long. My football was my passion, but my fallback was to become a doctor. I grew up in the mountains of Hot Springs, Arkansas. My junior year, in high school, I was a second-string junior varsity quarterback. Most of the coaches and players doubted I would play past the 9th grade, much less make it to the Hall of Fame. Then, fortunately, my senior year, I moved to the small town of Des Arc, Arkansas. It was the best move of my life. There, I quarterbacked an undefeated team, and my football life was about to change. I received one scholarship offer from the mighty Ouachita Baptist Tigers, where my dad played football. I had 4 great years there and made many lifelong friends, many who are here today. Our coach, Buddy Bob Benson, taught us toughness and the fine line between winning and losing. He also taught me if I could make it through his practices, I could make it through anything. I think my Ouachita guys will attest to that, right, guys? In the spring of my senior year, I signed a free agent contract for the Dallas Cowboys. That summer, I went to training camp in Thousand Oaks, California. There, I was greeted by 120 other rookies who were all trying to make the team. Fortunately, me was a strike year, so the coaches had more time to watch the rookies in game conditions. Most of the rookies had been cut by the time the veterans showed up. We played a couple of preseason games on the coast and then headed back to Dallas for preseason. I was one of the very few rookies that made that trip, once again defying the odds. Then after we finished preseason at the first team meeting, preparing for our first regular season game, Coach Landry announced the starting lineup. It was one of the most exciting times in my life. I not only found out that I had accomplished my goal of making the team, Coach Landry announced to me that I was a starting free safety for the Dallas Cowboys. The only rookie starter. It was an incredible feeling. This was a Cowboy team that had repeatedly made it to the playoffs but never won a championship. They were determined to make it to the Super Bowl. And I'll never forget my first home game. It was in the old Cotton Bowl. I lined up directly across from the great Cowboy and Hall of Famer Bob Lilly, who's here tonight. Before Leroy Jordan called the defensive play, Bob looked over at me and said, "We're going to the Super Bowl, rookie, and I don't want you to do anything to mess it up." I just nodded and said, "Yes, sir, Mr. Lilly." And sure enough, we did go to the Super Bowl, but we didn't win. Bob never made that part of the deal. I had such a wonderful 10-year career with so many legendary players, 5 Super Bowls, and a lifetime of memories. So how does a kid from a small D2 school in Arkadelphia, Arkansas, make it to 5 Super Bowls and the Hall of Fame? I may be the only one who knows how truly that chance was, slim that chance was. But if I can make it, anyone can achieve their goals. The key is to never quit, never give up, keep trying, keep learning, and keep growing. My roots are still in the Arkansas hills, and I return to the happy place up there often. I was hiking there the other day, contemplating this speech, when I looked over to see a huge storm brewing over the tops of the hills. I still had a couple of miles to go on that rocky trail, but all I could think of that I, and more importantly, my cell phone, were about to get drenched. So I liked the challenge, and I knew I was up to it. I knew better than look too far down the long path, as it would be seem too imposing. Rather than that, I just put my head down, made sure that I made it past every rock without stumbling. I realized that was a metaphor for my life. I've never taken anything for granted. I've never looked too far down the road. I've stayed in the moment, focused on that rock right in front of me. I did trip on a rock or two that day, just as I have in my life. But I didn't get discouraged. I got right back up and pushed even harder. I took one step at a time, avoided one rock at a time, and before you know it, I'd achieved a goal. One last thing has been vitally important to me, and it is my faith in God. I've got good fortune in my life, but God has always been in control. God gives us the freedom to choose our challenges and how we'll face those challenges and opportunities in our lives. You really have to believe in yourself and trust that God will be with you. I like what Proverbs 3 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make straight your path." So keep a steady pace. Remember that you're the only one who drives your train. If you trust in God and make the right choices, you will succeed. You'll make it to your own Hall of Fame, whatever that might be. Thank you.